Hello, I wanted to share some great tips with you today on how to succeed in creating habits to help you be happier in your life, which will allow you to enjoy more success in every single day. So, happiness for many of us is something that we wait for. Like we want to feel happy when we get to this result, or when we're able to go on vacation, or when we get to this event, or we make more money. And so we're always putting it on hold. And happiness truly is just a feeling. It's what we choose to decide to feel in the moment, right? So if we can create more of a habit around being happy, which might not be easy, it might not come second nature to many of us because we're so hardwired for problems. Life is filled with problems. And when we are working on a goal, and the reason I'm sharing this is because we talk a lot about how do I get to the goal body? How do I lose the weight? How do I feel better? How do I improve my health? How do I start creating a habit of exercise? And why do I keep resorting to old patterns that don't serve me? So the point is that we are waiting for the thing to happen eventually so we can feel good. And now the problem with that is that we're currently living in problem triggers, frustration. We're reacting to everything that's happening in our day-to-day life. So as an example, if you've ever been to a TV show and the I don't know what they call them. I know that they have a name. The people that stand there with the notes, or it comes up on the screen. Master of ceremonies. Okay, they are responsible in creating a reaction from the audience. Okay, and bear with me because this is going to apply to how you might be playing out in your life right now. So the master of ceremonies will hold up a sign and say, applause. Everybody applauds, right? And then they hold up a sign and they say, laugh, or whatever the word is, laugh, and everybody, ha, 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 everybody laughs. Though the people are being made to respond based on what the master of ceremonies is telling them. And that is what we are doing with our day-to-day lives. Like, think about it. The way we move through our lives right now, or just putting out fires, right? We're just responding to things that either irritate us or make us feel a specific emotion in that moment. But we're not in control when we're moving through life in that type of a feeling, right? Being powerless. So when I decided that I wanted to get rid of all of the problems of trying to get to my weight and trying to get into better shape and being powerless to how much food and calories I was taking in and how many minutes of exercise or cardio I had to do every single day to be able to continue to lose weight, because obviously we hit plateaus. Obviously the body responds by getting more, it gets better at what we're giving it, so it doesn't change anymore. So I became really tired of being powerless, and I decided, I want to create another way, or find another way, not create it. I want to find another way that I can get results without having to be powerless to a system that I'm being sold. So I was being sold a system from the diet industry of how to lose weight. And again, it's a huge multi-billion-dollar marketing industry. So obviously that was their goal, was to get us to continue to follow these principles. So I'm not going to tell you today how to get into better shape. We talk about that in other episodes, and I'll talk about that more later. But what I want to talk with you today is how to find the system or strategy to create more happiness. Like, how do you create more happiness in your life? So I'm going to give you a couple tips, and I'm going to give you an idea, which I love this idea, and I've actually been trying it, and I think it's fabulous. We need to change our habits, okay? So our habits might be triggered by, I'm not feeling good today, so I'm going to be in a bad mood. Or I am in a rush today, or I have a lot of things, or this person pissed me off, so I'm now triggered and I'm pissed off, and I'm not going to take care of myself, or I'm not going to do the things that actually move me forward because I'm responding to outside elements, so I'm powerless. So how do you create the power? How do you stop being so triggered to outside elements and just be happy? Because happiness is truly right now, right here, right today. Like, where am I right now? And how can I feel good with where I'm at, what I'm doing? Like, wherever you're celebrating today's holiday, how does that feel? If you're watching this on another day, how do you feel in this moment? Like, what can you feel happy about right now? The surroundings you're at, like I have a beautiful scene behind me. I have sounds, and it's a day off, and there's family, and it's just nice, right? It's just things that I can feel grateful for. And so I want you to practice that. Like in the moment, I'm just going to feel grateful. That's not the only tip though, okay? That's step number one. When you look at your past, this is part of step number one. You're going to look at your past, and a lot of times we get upset. We're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this happened to me, or I had to go through such hard times, or I had such bad experiences, and we're so traumatized by these things, right? Which that's definitely something that you get to experience and feel, because if it's something that happened to you that was negative, that impacted you in a negative way, obviously the feelings matter. But in this moment in time, that's the past. So instead of getting triggered in the moment and feeling like crap right now, how can you now look in the past and say, you know what happened in that time frame that was good? What were the experiences that were good? What did I enjoy at that time of my life? What were the things I liked to do? Who were the people that impacted me? Like, how can I look at that space of life and enjoy it, right? And then again, right now, where am I? How am I going to enjoy this moment? And then maybe you look at your future, you're like, I don't know, am I ever going to get to my goals? Like, I have all these goals, I want to do all these things, but I don't know, it feels so hard. I want you to start to look at it as a positive. I want you to see yourself as already at the goals. Whatever you want for your life. Let's say you want to lose 50 pounds and you want to get into phenomenal shape, but you're like, I'm older and my hormones are crazy and I don't have time and I have all these problems, or I'm just stressed out and I don't know how to do it. Great. All I want you to do is let all that go and just look, I'm going to get there. I don't know how, and I don't have to know how right now. I'm sorry, this chair is very squeaky. I don't have to know how, I just have to know that I will get there. One way or another, I will get there, because if you create simple habits, again, which I'm going to talk about, then you will get there. So we have to, first of all, just clear the slate. How do I feel good about the past, the present, and the future? I just need to feel good. All right, so I'm going to give you a challenge. If you commit to this for 30 days, I'm going to guarantee you're going to make some amazing progress in your life, okay? So for 30 days, what I want you to do is start to put, okay, we're going to talk about something that everybody does in the same way every single time. So let's talk about how you put your shoes on. We could do pants, but I was going to do shoes. So we all put our shoes on the same way every single time. So have you ever sat down and thought, okay, which shoe do I put on my left shoe or my right shoe first? So which one do you habitually put on? Because we always do the same thing. Like when we go to do something, we do it in the same way. 95% of the things we do is habit. So which shoe do you put on first? For me, it's the right shoe. I just always put my right shoe on first. And then how do you tie your laces? So for me, I'm thinking, okay, my tennis shoes, when I go to work out, I put on my right shoe first, and I put on my left shoe, and then I tie my laces in the same way every single time. I put the laces in one direction and then the other. Like, we have habits, right? That's how we've, not have to think about it all the time. So what I want you to do is I want you to break that, to start to break the chain of habits in that moment, because we're going to make a decision to change how we're feeling in the moment. So bear with me. When you're putting on shoes, do the opposite shoe first. So if you put on your right shoe first, like I always do, put on your left shoe first. 30 days, you're going to have to really focus. Like, this is not going to be super, super simple, because you're going to forget. You're going to, oh crap, I put my shoes on again and I did it habit-wise. Great, now you know next time, focus. I'm going to put on my left shoe first, if that's not already the one you do. And I'm going to tie my laces in the opposite direction. So if I put my laces over the right side to the left side, I'm going to do left side to the right side, right? So you're going to change the way that you put your shoes on and how you tie your laces. Now, why are you going to do this? Because this is going to be a reminder. This is going to be one of those slap in the face, wake up, we are making a change. Because in order to cut a habit and create a different habit, we have to override the system, right? There's just the system in the brain that is just in its own nice functioning pattern, doesn't need to think or anything. So we have to interrupt that system and create a new system. So that's what I'm saying. Put the opposite shoe on, tie the laces in the opposite direction, and while you're doing that, make a commitment for that day to do the following. I want you to decide to be more cheerful that day. I don't care how this comes up for each of you. Write these down. I'm going to be more cheerful today. So as you're putting on your shoes in the opposite form of your habits and you're tying your laces, I'm going to be more committed to being cheerful today. I'm going to practice cheerfulness. It's going to sound really cheesy, but guys, this is so powerful, because you are going to impact your life. All right? And everybody else is going to pay attention too. Commit to feeling and acting more positively to the other people in your life that day too. So not only are you going to be more cheerful, but you're going to treat other people with more positivity, right? And if you feel like saying negative things, just don't say it at all, right? If you don't have something nice to say, don't say it at all. Try to keep it at a minimum and keep it out of, coming out of your mouth. The third thing is be more tolerant and less critical of other people with their faults, with their mistakes, and with their feelings, right? And that's going to impact you, because if you stop reacting to, if you're your spouse or your kids or your parents or coworkers, you're like, oh my gosh, why do you always do this? Just stop saying it. Just don't say it. I know my takeaway for me, this was like huge. Shush, don't say it, right? So committing, as we're changing the patterns, we're now changing the brain. We're telling ourselves, I'm going to be more of a positive impact to these people. I'm going to stop being so critical. I'm going to stop picking on these people. And I'm going to act as though, now this is where your success comes in. I'm going to act as though my success and my goals are inevitable. And I actually already am that sort of personality that I'm trying to become. So if I want to lose 30, 50 pounds or get into shape or have beautiful habits or whatever that is, right? Something totally different. I'm already that person. I'm already there. This is the person that I am. The more I think about it now, the more I become it later, right? So we have to start practicing. Does that make sense? So we're practicing. And then I will not let my negative opinion color any of the facts of the things that might come, like reminders like, well, you're not there yet. Well, who do you think you are? All the limits. I'm not going to allow these to color my mind in any pessimistic or negative way. I'm going to override it, right? So everything, I know it sounds all Pollyanna, but guys, honestly, this is how we start to create a change. We have to just interrupt the patterns, all right? I'm going to produce a smile at least 3 times during the day today. Like, that's all, 3 times. I'm just going to sit here and smile. I smile at somebody, I give eye contact. Like, these are all nice things. People are going to feel like, oh my gosh, they like me. They're like, they're nicer. Like, what the heck? It's going to make a lot more peace in your life. And regardless of what happens, I'm going to react to a situation. I want to give you guys a quick story before I end too, as calmly and as intelligently as possible. So just now, I'm calling my son out. We went to the gym this morning, we worked out, we had a great leg session, and we're gonna do barbecue. So, it's like one of those chill days. So he's so happy. We went to the grocery store, we got our stuff, came home, he's so excited to have his shake. So, I mean, guys, when he makes a shake, he's like, it's very intentional with the ingredients that goes in the shake, how long he's blending it and how he concocts this thing, okay? So, and I'm not laughing, but this is how I'm practicing this. So this is a good example. So he goes and he pours out of the blender into the cup his shake. And it's this blue, it's like blueberries in it. It's got spinach and all protein shake, everything in it, right? So a lot of ingredients go into it, a lot of time and all his focus on making the shake taste yummy. He's ready to enjoy it. It falls. Like, he's got it in his cup. The cup tumbles. I hear, no! And like, honestly, blue and like spinach, like, when spinach, it's all great. Everywhere, like all over the cupboards, it's dripping down. And so at first I didn't see it. Like, I heard him go, no! And then he just stood there. Like, I think he just went into shock. He was so pissed off. So I was like, oh good, he must have caught it. So I go in the kitchen, I look, and again, blue all over the cabinets, the sink, the floor, everywhere. And I, in my new practice, thought, oh, no problem. You get to make a new one now. The facts are that you've spilled your shake. But the good news is that you get to make another one, and it's probably going to come out better, and you're not going to spill it this time. And he was just like, yeah, whatever. Like, it's so hard in that moment, right? When we get triggered by something that's so annoying, and then to have somebody's voice like me going, no, it's okay, right? But honestly, like, and I started cleaning it up, because to me, it's like, it's no big deal. Like, it happens. I spill things all the time. I make a mess all the time. But the more we can calmly react to the situation, the facts are that I spilt this, but it doesn't mean that I can't enjoy another one. It doesn't mean anything about my life. I'm not a bad person. I'm not a slob. I'm not a klutz. I'm not this, but like all the things we tell ourselves when we screw up like this, that's irrelevant, right? The facts are I spilt the shake. I must have tilted it or something and I didn't catch it. No big deal. Like, stop getting so triggered. Focus on what we have control over. These type of things sound so ridiculously simple, but guys, what this is doing is it's training your brain that you have power. You don't have to just say, oh, I don't want to do this, or I don't care about my health, or whatever. When you have a goal and you're thinking positively and you stop berating yourself and telling yourself you're a failure and telling yourself what good is it, I'm this age already and I've never done it before, and what good is what now, and I'm just going to stay here. All of that is irrelevant. All of that is pessimistic, and all of that is a waste of your energy. So what I'm sharing with you today, put on your opposite shoe for the next 21 days, not even 30. Let's do 21 days, because that's how long they say it is to make a new habit, break a habit, make a new habit. Put on your opposite shoe first, tie the laces in the other way. It's going to be difficult because you're not going to want to do it that way. You're going to be like, screw this, putting on my other shoe because I want to just get this done fast. But in that time that you're putting on the other shoe, rewire your brain by telling yourself these things. I'm going to smile today intentionally. I'm going to stop reacting to the people in my life when they irritate me or when something triggers me or all of that negative stuff. I'm going to catch myself when I start thinking pessimistic or negative. I'm going to reframe it. And when I look at my life, whether it's in the past, in present, or future tense, I'm going to drop the negativity and the judgments and all of that, and I'm going to find something I can enjoy and look back with a good feeling, good energy, positive emotions. And then now I'm going to look at myself as I'm going to my goal. Now I see myself moving there. I would love to hear if you guys are going to take me up on this. This is a big challenge, right? And I saved it for today. Today's a big day. It's Monday. It's Memorial Day here in America. Like, what are you going to do moving forward? We're going into summer, right? There's a lot of stuff in our lives that are fluctuating. How are you going to respond? How are you going to shake things up? And how confident and how committed are you to create the version of you that you want to create? All right. So share below any questions and comments or accountability. And I would love to celebrate you and your success and your journey forward. 21 days. Will you take me up on this? I will see you in the next day. Have a beautiful rest of your day or night. And thank you so much for your attention.